Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avgardian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 23 with the Tampa Bay Rays. Do you not adjust your television sets or computer monitors, however you're watching OOTP? Um, as I said in the last video, even though OOTP 24 is out and is amazing, we're going to keep going with OOTP 23 until we finish this particular series. So, without any further ado, in our last episode, we did okay. We made the playoffs for the first time, and we got kind of did okay, maybe. I mean, we almost made to the LCS, and given where we started, that's pretty good. I mean, obviously, okay, maybe not so good since we almost won the World Series the first time we played, but the Rays got some work to do. And we're going to do our best to make sure. How much money did I make when I started? My very first team, I was paid nothing. Wow. I can't believe my very first team, I won the World Series, and I got paid nothing for it. Unbelievable. Disgusting. Anyway. So, we got some baseball players, which is great. I enjoy having baseball players quite a lot. We've already dealt with arbitration. We're not going to offer anybody a qualifying offer. I wouldn't mind having Rowand back. I think of all the players that we added last season, he's the one that I would be most interested in keeping. But I've got 20 million, and I'd hate to give like half of that to Aaron Rowand. That seems suboptimal. Yeah, I'm not convinced that's a great use of our limited resources. Michael Brantley was one who was like pissy with me because I didn't give him a contract in the mid-season, which is whatever. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Can the olds help us win one for... If Pulsar won a World Series, he has not. He's never been a champion. Alex Rodriguez is a two-time champion, but that's kind of disappointing, actually. I feel a little bit sorry for him. Not real sorry for him, but a little bit sorry for him. The risk of not signing Rowand is that we don't have a center fielder, but the issue with signing him is that he's already 37. And it's only going to get worse from here. So we're going to have some work to do. We're going to need to replace Ethier and Rowand at a minimum. And who else is a free agent? Oh, Chris Iannetta. Yeah, it's not worth keeping him. Backup catchers aren't that hard to find, and I'm more than content to let Mr. Rodriguez, or Roberto Perez, I don't know why I said Rodriguez. I'm probably going to let Perez handle catching for now. Just like the one that plays for Cleveland, though, he can't hit, but that's alright. That's alright. It's not alright, but it's alright. Let's advance forward in time and space. What if I offered you 250 grand? How does that sound? That's a lot of money. You're not getting a better offer, okay? You're probably getting major league offers, but I'm gonna offer you 300 grand. And if you don't take it, you can get fucked. That is my opinion. Storen, Laurie, Rosenthal. No, fuck you, Cannizzaro. You're a good coach. You're a really good coach. But I don't believe for a second that people offer me like $1 million. They're probably offering you a major league job. And that's cool. I'm happy for you. But I'm not going to be the guy to be like that. You can be a donkey. How can you resist? Yeah, you do you, buddy. I don't know how we'll survive without Nyx Davinoha, but I'm sure we'll manage. There we go. See? Well, you're not an ungrateful jerk like Canizaro. You can get some cool stuff here. You don't want a minor league deal. That's whatever. I respect your decision if I think you're stupid and you smell funny. That's not true. I don't know if he smells funny or not. Hey, Ken Giles got an award. That's cool. That is cool beans. Kevin Napier definitely seems like a Hall of Famer in this setting. Real Kevin Napier, not so much, but this one, definitely. Alex Fernandez, sure. Ron Gant, maybe we can get him over the hump. I'll vote for Baerga again. It's quickly becoming apparent to me that it's kind of a waste of a vote, but whatever. Todd Hundley seems like a pretty damn good choice. A catcher that's almost 600 home runs is pretty bonkers. It is perhaps maximum bonkers. Brian Hunter seems potentially worthy. I'll vote for Charles Johnson. I gotta say, though, I think he's pretty much doomed. 1 second. Okay. I don't know why my nose is running so much this morning. Maybe I better go catch it. And everybody instantly unsubscribes. I wouldn't blame me if you did. Voting. John Olerud, yes please. I always like John Olerud a lot. The partner of Edgar Martinez on those great Mariners teams in the late 90s and early 2000s. The one that set the American League record for wins. 116 wins. Wild. John Smiley. I don't know what it's going to take for Bill Spires to finally get fucking elected. Like, everything about his career is like, yes, this is a Hall of Famer. I know he doesn't have a lot of individual awards. Maybe that's his issue. But he definitely just seems like he deserves it. Good old John Valentin. Yes, please. And Bernald Williams. I know Bernald is not his real name, but it is now. It's my game. You can't tell me how to live my life. Yay. You know, I don't think this is an OOTP 24, but kind of a cool thing for the future. I'd love for arbitration hearings to be like a little bit more interactive. I think that'd be kind of fun. Like, I can pick which specific statistics that I'm using to say, you know, I should make this much money because I'm comparable to this guy. Yeah, well, that guy also has, like, a really cool beard or whatever. Not too many baseball players go for really cool beards, and to be honest, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It would be very hot to have a heavy beard in the spring and summer months, for certain. We got 21 million, and we've got to fill 2 lineup spots, and is that it? 2 lineup spots and a backup catcher. And we don't know what we might acquire in the draft. So let's take a look here. I'm forever trapped with Aaron Rowand. Nate McClough doesn't really do it for me. He's got a rag arm that makes him less than ideal as a center fielder. Alright, Ben Patrick is a decent power bat. And he's an okay center fielder. Like, very clearly, Aaron Rowand is the best guy on the market. But also, like, we can't predict till at 266 again. Like, last season was his best year in 3 years, and I just don't think it's fair to assume that he'd be able to replicate that. Let's clear this out for right now. I like how Willie Mo Pena is like the perfect baseball player all of a sudden. That's kind of funny, actually. A guy like Howie Kendrick could be an okay DH. Let's sort by batting ratings. I know in advance I can't afford Dane Murphy. He's gonna want yeah, it's too much money. Now Nick Markakis is extremely affordable. He'd be a bit on the high end just for a DH, but he'd be very good at it. He'd actually be a very good all-around hitter, and I think that's worth $9 million. I'm not going to give you 4 years. To be quite honest with you, I can't afford that, but I will give you 3 years with a team option in year 2. Let's go and grab our backup catcher, just so I don't forget. I want catch a defense. We could bring AJ Pierzynski back, but I think it's $7 million. That's a little bit too much money. I've already had Yadier Molina. Kenji Jojima would be a fairly solid choice. I know he's not amazing, but I think he'd be a good enough backup. So let's acquire you. There we go. And then we do need a center fielder. And I'm probably going to skimp a bit here. Which is fine. If all I care about is defense, Luis Matos is the best choice. He also can't really hit, at all. Am I okay with that? Am I okay with having a 0 as an offensive producer? I don't think that I am. I mean, I know I've had Beltran before, but he didn't play for very long. Man, I really don't want to send $7 million on McLeod, though. I want to have some sort of financial buffer, is my issue. I'd almost rather play Maurice Nick in center, even though I know he's not great, rather than spend money on a center fielder when there's a chance. I want to save some money for flexibility, so I think that's what we're going to do. Unless I can get rid of Furcal. Because $6 million for a backup shortstop is prohibitively expensive. It's pointless. It is a silly, silly thing. So yes, let us attempt to trade Mr. Furcal for the low, low price of a center fielder. And see what might be had. Literally nothing. Do you have a no trade clause, you jerk? Are you going to be that fucking guy? Yeah, you're going to be that fucking guy. I despise you, Furcal. I'm not going to be a team player. Well, I guess Maurice Nick is going to be center fielder this coming season because I don't have a better option. Which is very depressing in a lot of ways. He's better than Austin Jackson, that's for damn sure. Alright, so that's our free agency offers. Let's zip on down to the draft. Okay, Franklin Gutierrez is a pretty good center fielder. Okay. On a reasonable contract. You'd also throw in Robbie Erlin, which, whatever. I don't really care too much about that. And you're getting Jake Maurice Nick. So here's the thing. Gutierrez is definitely better than Maurice Nick. But it also cost me a lot more money. And I can't really do a salary dump. Not when I'm trying to get free agents. So let's do this. What if you ate his entire salary? I'm not giving you any of my really great players. The thing is, I can't give up any of the players that you actually want. Yeah, I can't do it. I would love this deal in a vacuum, but since I'm not in a vacuum, that means I have to actually pay my players. No thank you. Oh, Carlos Correa. Noah Syndergaard, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, some mighty fine players that I will never ever get to see. Frankie Lindor, oh my gosh, what a draft for shortstops. Lindor, Seager, and Turner, and Correa. That's redonkulous. And maybe it'll help, but none of them are going to fall to me, so I'm just going to hit auto draft and see who's left. I could get Kyle Schwarber. And there is a lot to like about Kyle Schwarber as a designated hitter. A lot to like about him. However, I am desperately in need of a center fielder. Odubel Herrera is not that center fielder. Oh my gosh. Joey Gallo can't play center. Eddie Rosario damn sure can't. You've got decent range, but other than that, this is a terrible draft. Byron Buxton? Alright, if I can't get a center fielder, then we're just going to get best player available. So the question then becomes, which of two choices is it going to be? Do I keep pushing on the pitching front, in which case John Gray is going to be an excellent choice. Fastball, curveball, changeup, stuff, movement, and control, real good velocity. And I've got a good rotation, but I could have an amazing rotation. Or do we take Kyle Schwarber? Do we get Schwarbs and upgrade our offense? With elite power numbers like this, I think we have to consider it. Yeah, we're going to take Kyle Schwarber. I just think it's too good a choice. He's too good in power bat terms, and this means I can then not sign Markakis, and that's going to give me the money to find myself a center fielder. Or some other piece in free agency. So yes, we're going to do that. And then let's keep going and see what else you might be able to grab in the draft. I mean, Keon Broxton definitely has issues, but I'm not going to give him... I mean, I do need depth at center field, just raw center field talent, so sure. I'm not going to take Roberto Ozuna. I refuse. We're already into the relievers. Like, the only relief options are all that is left. Like, you want Micah Johnson, which, who wouldn't want Micah Johnson? Is this the Jorge Lopez that pitched for the Orioles? Yes, he did pitch for the Orioles, but toward the end of his... That was more recently. I think of Jorge Julio. That's the guy I was thinking. It was actually kind of okay for the whatchamacallums, the Orioles. I will pick up Tony Zeke. Oh, that's right. Ozuna wants, like, all of the money. I gotta get Michael Givens. and then do what you want to for the rest of this draft. It's not an amazing. It's a very very deep top round draft, but it's not an incredible low to mid round draft. Do we bring Rowand back for a year? Now here's the thing: Schwarber's gonna take time to truly unlock his full potential. We have to be prepared for that and accept the growing pains. Is there a center fielder worth jumping on? I don't hate the idea of Michael Bourne, who at least has the ability to draw walks, but let's be honest, he's not good enough for a club that hopes to contend. He just isn't. Ben Patrick at least has pop. I keep coming back to McLeod. And the only downside of McLeod is the fact his contact isn't that great. But he's been worth 2 or 3 wins every season. He plays pretty good center field. I think this is our choice. I think we're going to go for Mr. McLeod here. I'm not going to give you 4 years, but I will give you 3 years with a team option. So Schwarber DHs. I do like Matt Merton. He's a really good player, actually. But I can't give you Marisnik or Rosenthal. But the thing is, no. Here's why I'm gonna shy away from Matt Merton. I don't need yet another leadoff type. Between Hayward and Hernandez, I mean, I guess he'd be a lot better than Reimold. I'm gonna get new relievers. You know what? I'm gonna take this trade. Done. Because loyalty is you better than a Reimold, right? And you're definitely better than Reimold, like 100%. I hope this means I can still afford what's his face, McLeod, but I feel pretty good about that. No, I don't need a reliever, but thank you for the offer. Kevin Gregg. I need to take him off of my list. Like, I really don't care about Kevin Gregg at this point in his career. The only person in Major League Baseball history with, like, a Kevin Gregg watch. Like, I must know where he is at all times. Yeah, I already don't care. Nope. The players really enjoy Mr. Jojima, and I approve of that because I also like him. He seems like a cool dude. Honestly, it might be a better starter than Perez, but we're gonna keep on keeping on with Perez as our starter. Do we also get Monsieur McLeod? Who'd give me Armando Estrada, who's a really talented hitter. There's no questioning that. And you're barely asking for anything in return. Like, okay, Rafael Montero is pretty cool. But Estrada is like a genuinely amazing hitter and gives me the flexibility to actually let, what's his face? What am I thinking here? It would let me keep Schwarber in the minors for a year. And how long is his contract? It's only the 1 year. Like, here's the thing. I don't care about Tropiano. I don't care about any of these players. Done. I will happily bring Armando Estrada, baseball superstar, to the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, you're one of the fake guys. Okay. You're one of the fakers. Okay, I don't need Alex Gordon too. Because Alex Gordon cannot play center. I have to stop at some point. So I'm going to have to politely but firmly decline. That's cool. What is happening with Nate McLouth? Is he still thinking about it? Yeah, I don't want you anymore, Markakis. You missed the boat. I don't have a spot for you on the team, even if I did want to sign you. Olerud, Hundley, Smoltz. I've missed Smoltz entirely. Apier and Spires finally made it in. I don't know why I didn't see Smoltz. I must not have been paying close attention. All right. My friend, you are not a left fielder. You are a center fielder. Okay. So, Schwarber is going to start the season in the minors, which is fantastic. I really appreciate that. That's going to give us a much... First, it's going to give us some depth, and it's going to let him work out some of the kinks in the minors so that when he is ready next year, we'll be in great shape. Now, Kyle Schwarber is going to get an invite to spring training. He could utterly dominate in spring training. And then I'm going to have to play him. But spring training, please. How much did Rowan get? Rowan got $22 million. I am unbelievably glad that we chose McLouth instead. That would have been such a bad decision. Legendarily bad. Alright. I wouldn't mind keeping Merton for another year, but for right now, let's just focus on the good stuff, the big stuff. Okay. Schwarber gets an invite. You get an invite. You get an invite. You get an invite. And you get an invite. I know Broxton's already a better hitter than McLouth, but this is an issue. Like, all the range in the world is fine, but if you can't catch the fucking ball, that's a big issue. A ginormous issue. And then let's go to 6-man rotation. You know how I like to roll in the off season. There we go. Now, I do have one weakness, and I don't want to mention it right now, but we do have a weakness that we're going to have to fix at some point. Oh, Albert Pujols just keeps getting better even though he's 35. That's amazing. I love everything about that. Luis Sardinas is becoming a better sardine. That's always appreciated. We're going to need a big year from Enrique Hernandez, I feel. If we're going to keep up with the other teams in the AL East, we're going to need elite scoring, and I think we've definitely improved it with the additions of Merton and especially Estrada. But they're also both one-year rentals. I'm not going to re-sign either one of them given the market that we're in. And that's fine. That's okay. It's okay. But it isn't going to be perfect. All right, let's start sending people to the minors. First things first, I have 13 pitchers. One can probably go to the minors, and it'll probably be Cody Allen. Nope. That's going to be... yeah, it'll be Cody Allen, I guess. Position players. John Mabry can go to the minors. I want to get rid of Furcal so badly. Would you please accept a trade? No, you won't, because you're a selfish jerk. I have too many outfielders. I have way too many outfielders. Schwarbs, let's get you into AAA so you can work on your swing. But, I mean, you're going to be in the big leagues to stay in the very near future, so don't get too disheartened. Broxton's going to go to the minors, I think. We're going to let him get some reps in the minors. And then Austin Jackson. I have too many outfielders, like way too many outfielders, but it's okay. We're gonna get through this together as a team. Let me pause and get a drink. Much better. 5-man rotation. See you later. Look here. Neat. The lineups... no, I'm going to rebuild my own lineups. Because I appreciate what they were doing there, but it's the wrong call. Alright, so we're going to start looking at batting ratings. Okay, Armando Estrada and Albert Pujols are too damn good as overall hitters to not be in the dead heart of the lineup. So Estrada's going to hit third, and he's going to DH. And then Pujols is going to hit fourth. I like the idea of A-Rod either hitting second or fifth. So next easy decision is probably have Merton lead off and have Hayward hit second. And then A-Rod hits fifth. I like this a lot. What this does is it should set the table nicely for when Estrada, Pujols, and Rodriguez are up. When the heart of the order is ready, they're going to have people on base. Instead, let's see Enrique Hernandez sixth, which I think is a really important competitive advantage, to have him batting a bit lower. Now, Kenji Jojima is definitely a better contact hitter than Perez, but Perez is definitely the better power hitter and is the better catcher. So I think Roberto Perez has to start. So we're going to put you here, Laurie here, and McLeod here. And then give me a depth chart, please. You know what? If you want Jojima to play like once every 5 games, I'm okay with that. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Okay. Then we're going to copy and paste this right on over against left-handed pitching. How much am I actually paying Estrada, I wonder? As much as I like Matt Merton, I think this is the right call. I think we have to have Estrada in the lineup over Merton. I don't think it's even A moment's hesitation. Okay. I still have $1 million, which is really funny to me. We have the number 10 payroll in the majors. That's pretty crazy. Now, 2016 could be a very interesting year because all three of these guys could opt out of their contracts. Like, hey, if I were Albert Pujols, I'd be wondering like $40 million a year. So I've got a feeling there's a better than average chance that he decides to opt out of this last year. Lackey probably will too. But A-Rod has a vesting option, which means as long as he doesn't get seriously hurt, we'll get him back. All he needs is about 500 plate appearances, so that's fine. So this could be like the last giant run for us. Because we're also going to lose Estrada. We're going to lose Merton. Yeah. One thing I do want to do is I'd like to actually keep Kojima, wrong guy. He wants a very small raise for next year. I'm happy to give that to him. I like his leadership. I think he's a good catcher. What if I offered for Call the chance to go fuck himself? That's what's happening. I'm not fucking giving that jerkwad a new contract. Because he's being a not team player. No, Michael Gibbons and Tony Zyke both need to go on there. Cool. Let's ride. Now, we are hoping on one very, very important thing to not happen this season. I'm not going to mention it unless it does actually happen. We do have one thing that deeply, deeply concerns me. You may have already noticed it and may be shouting at your computer screens. Why are you not noticing this, Abby? I do notice it. There's just very little I can do about it right now. All right, away we go. Excellent. Okay, that's not ideal, but we can recover from that. That's not the end of the world. I'm not going to put him on the IL. Just because I don't want to fuck with the lineup again. So yeah, we'll just play whoever while he is recovering. But hey, strained back muscle is no joke. I've had many a back problem in my days on this planet we live on, and I don't like it. I'm just anti-pain. I know that makes me weird, but it's the truth. It's the truth. The truth. You can't handle the Keon Broxton. You are so fucking delusional for a call. You're so bad in every conceivable way. I want you to leave. Okay, you will take a trade. I will give you your freaking trade. I don't want you anymore. You offer nothing. Sure. I don't want him gone so bad that I'll take on Michael Crota, but he is better than some of my other relievers, so done. That's so funny. He's like, hey, boss. I think you forgot to extend me. Hey, wait, what? What are you doing? No. I know he wanted to be a Ray for life, but he should try sucking less next time. And then it's time for Sardinas. He's going to be our new infield backup. It's going to be great. I mean, Sardinas offers several key advantages over Furcal, namely being good at baseball and not costing me $4 million or $6 million. So I'm here AF for that. I am here as fuck. Okay. Look, come on, guys. You've got all these amazing leaders in the clubhouse. I don't know why you're sad that Furcal is leaving. Alright, I'm not going to look at the stats from the first month of the season because there's not enough plate appearances to have a meaningful sample size. I do. Oh, yeah, Fernando Rodriguez. Okay. Have fun. Okay. I don't love losing Nate McLeod, and I don't really have a center fielder on the roster that I trust. So we're going to go ahead and put him on the IL, and we're going to call up Broxton. It's not my favorite thing in human history, but it has to be done right now because I just don't have another option. I just hope he doesn't give away too many games with his glove. Like, I guess if Broxton hits like 40 home runs a year, I'd probably forgive a less than ideal defense, but... Michael Brantley got Player of the Week. Very cool. Any cool improvements here? I mean, Schwarber just got a lot better across the board. That's incredibly exciting. I mean, Big Daddy Schwartz is probably not long for the minors. Alright, so statistically, we've had some issues to start off this season. The pitchers are fine, mostly. Kyle Gibson, not so much, but whatever. Our biggest issue, though, is that the lineup isn't producing where it's supposed to be producing. Matt Merton is doing a good job as leadoff guy. Matt Merton is getting on base, and that is his job. I wish he was a little bit better at it, but I can live with this. This is unacceptable. Jason Hayward's getting paid an awful lot of money to not hit baseballs, and that is not on. He's got to be due for an upgrade in the second half of the season. Estrada has been injured, and he's getting on base, and he's hitting for some power, but he's already looking like a bit of a disappointment. Pujols is amazing. A-Rod, not so much. Hernandez is struggling a bit. It's fine. So far, the issue is that as a team, we're not hitting that well. There's a couple of big exceptions. One of them, oddly, is Brett Laurie. But that's the issue. We just see more out of the players we've already got. So I think it's time to make a decision here. Eddie Zambrano. You know what you're not? You're not Aurelio Rodriguez. I think you're done, Mr. Zambrano. I need something to spark this team into greater glory, and I think a veteran hitting coach like Aurelio Rodriguez might be exactly what we need. So, Eddie, thank you for your service, but you fired. Aurelio gets promoted there. Ron Ginn is actually a terrible hitting coach, as is Kevin Baez. As is Andy Allenson. We have a lot of really bad coaches in this system. Let's get Jay Cleveland to be our AAA hitting coach and see how that works out for him. Okay. Let's go to July now. And let's see if a new hitting coach convinces them to hit better. I'm sure you'd like to stay. I can't afford you. Like, not even in that zip code. That ain't gonna happen. You're gonna want like $30 million. I'm gonna have to politely but firmly tell you no. Broxton, you can go back to the minors. Sorry, McLeod is just a little bit more trustworthy at a major league level right now, so we're gonna stick with him. McLeod. That's former National League MVP Nate McLeod to you. In real life, not in our game. How dare you age Albert Pujols, you monster. Alright. Really? Schwartz can't even get a top 10? Why not? Anyways. So we're gonna do some coach evaluating. Okay, first things first. Dennis DeBar is fine. I don't hate him being our bench coach. How's our chemistry? Our chemistry is reasonably good. So I'd like to go ahead and keep around our assistant GM. I'd like to keep DeBar. Brian Schaus is a really freaking good coach/manager, so I'm definitely going to keep him. And I think I'm going to keep our team trainer. I think he's good enough for what we're looking for, so we're going to do that. Now, Jeff Keener is a reasonably good pitching coach and a decent manager candidate, so I'll give him an extension. Bobby Lara sucks. Kevin Baez also sucks. And Andy Allenson is the suckingest sucker that ever sucked. So you all can get fucked, and I'll get new coaches in the offseason. Alright. Good talk, everyone. Good talk. Are things looking better now? Not really. Which is really disappointing. I don't know what it is about this team not hitting. Like, there's so many incredibly talented hitters on this team, and yet we're just not hitting. Like, is there a chance we can just turn it on and have an amazing second half? Maybe. But what if we were to trade Armando Estrada? What if we were to do that? Because here's the thing. Schwarber is vaporizing AAA pitching. Like, there is increasingly little point to keeping him in the minors. I could maybe do it up till the trading deadline, and then we're going to be moving some people anyway, but for now, let's play up to the All-Star break and just get a little bit more data and see if we can figure anything out. I don't hate Chris Britton, but I really need a good utility infielder, so I'm going to have to pass on that. Nice. All right. TV's probably just going to be Pujols. I would be shocked if anybody else made it. It's literally Albert Pujols and nobody else. That's probably what we deserve right now. Schwarber has 5 wins. Ass. He has 5 freaking wins. That's incredible. I love it. It's gonna be so good. Okay. I'm a little surprised John Lackey didn't get an All-Star appearance this year. But I'm not like that annoyed by it either. I'm happy for. I kind of think he deserved it maybe, but also like as a whole, we're not playing that well. So I guess the ultimate secret here is: are we just going to kick it up a notch? You're not going to be starting lineup, Jojima. Don't be a jerk. Okay, just don't be that guy. Please. I absolutely am not trading Lance Lynn. Don't be stupid. Alright. So, if the season ended today, I don't think we make the playoffs. Maybe we do, but I don't think that we do. Oh no, we would be the second wild card. Just. And it's literally because we have a team of incredible hitters that are just not hitting. Like, to get this poor of an offensive performance from, say, Alex Rodriguez is pretty gross. Jason Hayward is getting closer to what we expect him to be capable of, but he's still far away from what he should be. I think Estrada's got to go. I think that is probably one of the easier calls to make because we're not going to be able to bring him back. My dude here wants to get paid, and justifiably so. I could give him... No, I can't give him a qualifying offer. He's already gotten one. Yeah, I think we have to trade Estrada. I think we have to. Then we can bump up Pujols and Rodriguez, and then let Schwarber take over as the new DH. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to trade Mr. Estrada here. I only really want prospects, but I will look at regulars. Wow, really? Why will they not accept him? Oh, is it because if I trade him, the retained salary goes away? That might be the case, actually. Let's go to the trading block. Boy, wouldn't Andrew McCutchen be an amazing piece to this club? I definitely can't afford him, but it would be pretty great if we could. No thank you to Chipper Jones. Drew Stubbs is nothing special. I mean, Nate McLeod is nothing special either, so... If I start by offering you Armando Estrada, what is your reaction to that? Oh, I can't afford McCutchen. I can't give up Jason Hayward. Okay. So that's what we're looking at here. That's fine. Who else is on the trading block? I mean, Nigel Morgan is certainly no better than Nate McLeod, so I don't really think that's a great use of my resources. The thing is, a lot of these guys you're trying to get rid of are really expensive, and I just can't afford that. Yeah, I don't think Chipper Jones is a good fit for the club. What did I do? Oh, I clicked on the name of the nation. Okay. A guy like a Clay Buchholz wouldn't be a terrible choice. I wonder if we could acquire him. What if I added an Armando Estrada and see where that gets us? Okay, you would take this deal. Look, here's the thing. I'm not keeping Estrada, and Estrada's not playing well enough to stay in the lineup anyway. I think this is the right call. Do you have an interesting prospect I might be able to pry away from you? Probably not. No. Who do you have at center field? You have Michael Bourne and Kirk Neuenhuis. Let's do it. That did not work out. That trade did not work out at all. So, first things first. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna waive Sam LeCure to make a spot for Buchholz, and then we're gonna promote Kyle Schwarber. So, Clay Buchholz takes over for Kyle Gibson as a starting pitcher, and then Gibson's going to be emergency starter or long reliever. And Michael Crota is going to be a middle reliever. Next, we're going to bump up Pujols, and we're going to put Schwarber in as the designated hitter. Finally, you do what you want to do for the right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching things here. Okay, how much money do I have right now? I have $2 million for extensions. Okay. I wonder if there's going to be a market for Drew Storen, actually. No, Storen is good enough that I don't want to punt this season entirely. But, yeah, we'll see what happens here. Alright, you know what? I'm going to start Kojima. I'm going to keep calling him that. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry, but I'm a little sorry. Like, Jojima's actually hitting fairly well. So, yeah, I don't think that's as helpful anymore. And then once a week, please. And once a week. Alright. Any other moves of the trading deadline? I wouldn't mind. Actually, no, if I traded Merton, I'd lose most of my offense. Most offense would just go up. I don't think that's a good idea. So yeah, let's just play some baseball now and see where it might take me. You are in the middle of the lineup. Fifth is the middle of the lineup. Don't be fucking weird, A-Rod. I mean, so part of the issue that the Yankees are just insane this year, because apparently Willie Mo Pena was their secret weapon. We could still get into the playoffs. I just don't know that I have a ton of faith in that. We'll see, though. I'm not going to mess with roster expansion. There's not really anybody that I think needs an audition. Maybe Broxton, actually. I would actually call it Broxton. Let's do that. And let's do some depth chart generating. I definitely don't mind giving Broxton some playing time down the stretch, because he might very well be my opening day center fielder next year. So let's give him some reps. Okay. We just need a little mini hot streak. That's all we need. But I think we're already screwed. Yeah. Wow. Friends, I thought we had significantly improved the offense. And then, just as a team, every good hitter decided to shit the bed. Like, I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I don't get how a guy like Alex Rodriguez, who's had an amazing career up to this point, just decided on a whim, I'm not going to hit this year. Like, thank God for Albert Pujols hitting 50 homers, because without Albert Pujols, we had literally no offense. So the thing I was concerned about that I didn't want to mention was actually our rotation. I genuinely thought we'd lose a starter and would be up shit's creek, but thankfully that didn't happen. Thankfully that didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I genuinely don't know what happened this year. I don't even know how I can fix it, other than just tell players to hit better. Kyle Schwarber is going to need some work in the majors in order to be his best self, but I still think he is a very viable major league player, and I think we're going to have a pretty nice career with him. But yeah, it's like A-Rod vanishing. Enrique Hernandez is still a very good player, so I can't complain too much about him. Jason Hayward did eventually get a little bit better, but I'm paying like $14 million a year, my dude. You got to be giving me elite offense, and you weren't. Matt Merton was a good choice. Matt Merton we got a lot out of, and I'm not going to be able to bring him back because I can't afford him. But Matt Merton was the one move that did work out in the offseason. As did Kenji Jojima. I mean, I know he wasn't anything amazing, but he was very solid. And he's probably earned a chance to be a starting catcher next year, which says as much about us as it does about him. So yeah, this lineup has to be better next year. It has to be a lot better if we're going to compete with the big dogs like the Yankees and the Red Sox. It just has to happen. Let's break down the season. We got another MVP out of Albert Pujols. I would be genuinely shocked if Pujols doesn't win the MVP. Unless people are just going to be giant douchebags and be like, well, actually, you didn't make the playoffs, so how valuable could he be? Fuck out of here with that. I think it's time for him to earn his 6th MVP. Matt Merton, phenomenal. One of the best trades I've ever made in terms of like a 1-year thing, but he's not going to be back next year. I can't afford him. Can I? I cannot. And then we had Hayward and Hernandez as useful regulars, as was Laurie. A-Rod was a disappointment, and then a whole bunch of crap. Now, Schwarber, I'm not going to give too much shit to, because he barely played in the majors this year. He could definitely turn it around big time next year. The pitching, John Lackey's got a shot at a Cy Young, and all the rest of the pitching staff was really, really solid. We got a pretty good year out of our pitching staff. I don't love John Lackey being amazing, because then he's going to opt out of his contract too. But we're going to see what happens as far as that's concerned. Let's see who wins in the World Series this year. Probably the fucking Yankees again. I hate them so much. Oh, good job, Mariners. And congratulations to the Cardinals. It's an average score. That much is true. Oh, my hitting coach just retired too. I mean, as I predicted, Lackey and Pujols both decided to bug out. I kind of have to bring Pujols back if I can afford it. Like, he's so good. He's so critical to this team. I don't think I can afford not to bring him back. Maybe on like a 3-year deal, perhaps? Okay, I will make this deal happily. It does mean I lose out on Lackey. I can't afford both of them, but I think Pujols is more important to the team. I'm going to void McLeod's contract, and maybe then I can't afford Lackey. Would you take $1 million less so that I can keep you? Wait a doggone minute. He's 37 years old. No, thank you. That sounds like a terrible idea. A 4-year contract, and now we've got to do some coaching stuff. I'll tell you what, Mr. John Lackey, what if we did a 3-year contract with a team option in year 2? It was better the last time, this is true. Yeah, he's too good and too important to the team to let him walk. It's going to basically mean I can't get anything in free agency this year, but that's fine. We're going to have to just improve in other ways. I actually have a lot of money for free agents. That's cool. Potentially. At least until Pujols and Lackey sign, and then we might have a different conversation. Alright, guys. Let's deal with coaching, and then we will end the episode. Literally all of my coaches are terrible. Christoph Sikora, you're in. I need an amazing hitting coach to teach these fuckers. Oh wait, hitting is the thing I'm meant to do. I'm sorry. Let's get Mr. Soler here. Let's get David Cohn. Let's get Coney as our pitching coach. George Bjorkman, please. And let's get Henry Rodriguez. Sure, I'll offer him a deal there. Cool. So, this is going to be a really interesting offseason. If we do get Lackey and Pujols back, I think that'll help a lot. Let's save some money by non-tendering jerks. You're non-tendered. Michael Brantley and Remold, I think, are both non-tendered as well. Let's try to save some money. Sam Lecure is non-tendered. Stephen Wright isn't that great. I'm going to be honest with you. He's not. But he does pitch a lot of innings, and there's value in that. So I think I will give him his 1-year extension. And then we're going to offer Brett Lawrie an extension. Look, I know he's hardly sensational, but he is really good at his job, which is playing a pretty good third base and not embarrassing himself offensively. Let's try to get some trades done before the end of the episode. Let's flip Michael Brantley and see if there is a quality prospect of some nature that might be available. I did say quality prospect. What if I included not only Michael Brantley, but Nolan Remold as well? Really? Really? Oh, I am not getting Carlos Gomez. You can go fuck yourself with that idea. Am I really thinking about it? No, I can't. No, I refuse. I'm not that stupid. I don't think. I've done some pretty stupid things, though, so maybe I am that stupid. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody here that I'm that excited to keep. I probably went for veterans, too. I mean, Coco Crisp would be a pretty decent center field, dude. And it's only a 1-year deal? However, I want you to eat a pretty substantial portion of his contract. I think that's the difference here. But I'm not giving you Jason Hayward. Nope, can't give you any of those guys, but we're getting closer. Really? I'd give you Stephen Wright if I can get you to eat more of his salary. I'm gonna submit this offer, and we'll see what happens next episode. But we need a better center fielder, and I don't trust Broxton to be an everyday center fielder. I think he's wonderful as like a utility type, but I don't trust him as a center fielder every day right now. So we'll see how that works next episode. Until then, though, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.